Greetings, hello, welcome everyone, welcome to DevChatter. It is a pretty nice Tuesday here. We're finally starting to warm up, starting to feel a little bit like spring. So, hope all of you are having a reasonable start to your week. Greetings, hello. Hey Mobabo, welcome. We are going to be doing some ASP.NET Core and C# code today, maybe a little bit of JavaScript. I want to take this point, so I took a look at what the things were that I said I wanted to have done for the MVP version of our application, and essentially what I've come down to is a couple of things. So the view scheduled streams is one of those tasks, and I'll explain the project here in a second, but we're down to only a handful of things, so I want to start considering these wrap-up pieces, as well as a little bit of refactoring before we go live with our initial version. I do want to do a little bit of cleanup of some of the things where we kind of said, you know, hey, we don't really need to get this perfect just yet, because we're not live yet, so there's no need to have everything perfect. It's not even production anywhere. And then I will be getting this at least to our I'll say a test deployment somewhere, not the actual live one, but we'll get that, and we'll start tweaking this until it's good, and then hopefully put it live, and we'll still make some changes once it's live, but I want to actually get it out the door. So, a couple of things. I'll do our quick intro here. Hi, welcome. My name is Brendan. This channel is DevChatter. So named because it's all about the talking, the community, the chat, as it were, and not just you know. I am not a DevChatter. That does not make sense. But that's the idea. We are a community, and as part of that, if you have questions, ideas, suggestions, anything like that, if you want to talk with other people here in the chat about, you know, pretty much development topics, you're welcome to. I said our code is available for suggestions, so you can find it all at github.com/devchatter, links in the chat for all this stuff. And again, because it's about discussion and community, we have an associated Discord that you can find a link to over there. Discord, of course, being a chat application, we have channels for various things. I'm going to be modifying our Discord because there's some things that I want to do with it, but again, links over there. Feel free to check it out, ask questions, and anything like that. Katrina, hey, welcome. Greetings, welcome back. Oh, you had a vacation in China. That is very cool. Or that's a trip to China and a vacation. Either way. Awesome, and welcome back. And welcome anyone else that's in chat and has not mentioned and has not spoken yet. Spoken? Typed? Typed. Yeah. Spoken. I'm speaking. You're typing. I know how this communication thing works, I promise. Anyway, so the explanation of the project, I show that we've got a few things, and there are some other bits that we want to have done before we go live, but the basic concept of the project, let's run it, and we'll explain it while we look at it. Yeah, that should work. Trust the certificate, run. Oh, I don't care. I am not worried about trusting my local certificate. That's not a big deal. Let's load this, and we'll load up the website and talk a little bit about it. So, we are building a community website here, and the goal of the website is to have dance parties. No, that's not the point of the. I am not myself. Hey, why is your name I am not myself? I thought you used a different name on Twitch. Either way, welcome. Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. And yeah, I'm aware of that. Auth0 Bobby, did you change your Twitch name? You must have changed your Twitch name. Either way, yeah. See, that's why I was like, wait a minute, because I know who you are. So it's like, and yes, of course you did change your name. I can tell that because you still have the VIP tag here in the chat. And you wouldn't have the VIP tag in the chat if you were not a renamed, if that were a separate account. So, hey, and welcome. Glad to see everybody saying hi in chat. Coded Beard, I am not myself. Codebase Alpha, greetings, welcome. So this is the basic part of our website. There's not much here yet, but essentially what we're trying to build is a place for you to find and be found within the developer streaming community. So we want this to exist. We want it to be a central hub, and as part of that, we're of course opening up APIs and things like that. So some of the bits in here that get excluded when we add that milestone are things like, where's the API? I know I mentioned the API. There's a handful of things. Oh, you know what? I could have just done this API, and then that would get all the ones that have the API. So we want to have some things connected to the API, so like a public schedule API, so things can just call it and obtain information about the schedule. So this could be in other places. We want to be able to use this information elsewhere. We don't want it encapsulated. We don't want to like control the data. We want to be able to make this data available so that people can do cool stuff with it. So that's kind of the idea that we are going for here. So that is it. Wait, hang on, what is this? Robert Tables had a good point. If I ever leave auth 0. Oh, yeah, no. Robert Tables is absolutely correct. Kind of like how you don't want to have an email address that is from your ISP, because if you ever change your ISP, well, you have this email address on the ISP that's a little weird. And I realize I did not post the live message in my Discord, so 1 second. I'm going to post that there. There we go. People have been informed that we are live. I realized I forgot to do one of my steps in my checklist before I went live. Whoa! Hey, S&B! That's the 9-month one! That's awesome! Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. And it is Dino Terrific. It is Chatasaurus-y up in here today. So we're gonna spam some of that stuff. Hey, Rambling Geek, welcome. Greetings, everyone. Glad to see a bunch of people coming in and saying hi when they get here. It's always nice. Okay, so we took a look at the website. Let's actually dig in a little bit, because we did talk about what the project is. Hey, Prototype. And the idea being, and Daryl, hey! See, I mentioned people say hi, everybody starts saying hi. Hey, Daryl, welcome, hello, greetings. See, I love it when people are friendly. What are we doing? We have a task list of some things that need to get cleaned up. So, oh, and S&B, I know you're in here. Quick question. I know you posted a link to some stuff that you had changes for in your fork of this. How significant are those changes, and am I gonna totally mess up your stuff if I start doing some refactoring? And if so, can you send in a pull request of your stuff that I could review so that we merge that in before I go changing things too much? Coding Karma, greetings, hello, welcome. And Daryl, thanks for that follow, much appreciated. If anyone else is enjoying the stream at all, be sure to click that follow button, as it's the best way to get notified when we go live. Love how I came into Brendan's high. Perfect timing to do it. Yes, that is the perfect time to show up, Coding Karma. You want to get here while I'm saying hi, because you know that's the best part of the stream is you know getting greeted when you get here. You're in your own controller mainly. Okay, sounds good. I just didn't want to like, as long as I don't move where controllers are. At least my change would be probably only making you adjust using statements and things like that. Okay, if that's the case. Okay, this I think is the one I want to look at. Pull all data in one request and cache a lot. Wait, channels. No, not that one. I mean, I do still want to do that. Oh, yeah, it's this one. It's the isLive controller. Here we go. Here's the one that needs work. Okay. There were a few points where I was like, I'm going to make this work and just make sure everything works and, you know, get the pieces wired together. We're going to have to come back later and fix some of these. So I dropped myself a couple of to-dos of just, like, code cleanup. Like, the stuff functions, but we really should improve what we're doing here. So here are the couple of problems. So... Right now, these aren't all that duplicating. They're not terribly duplicated. But here's what we want to do. This Twitch service, I want this to be cached. So we're going to do some fun stuff today. I probably should have adjusted the name of this stream. I think we're going to look at doing the decorator pattern here. Which, yes, I've done before, but I really, really like it for caching. So everyone's going to see that, and I need to get rid of that yellow bar, otherwise Will Bennett's going to show up when Mark finishes, and he's going to be like, yellow bar, I'm going crazy again. Now we need to clip that and tell Will that's what he sounds like. Now I like Will a lot, he's good. I was teasing. Okay, so in this cleanup, I want to go to the Twitch service, and I want to make sure that when we call this, we cache the heck out of this thing. We want this data cached like crazy. We do not want to call this multiple times. So, this does a get all, this does a get singular. There is one implementation of the Twitch service. It's right here. This is the interface. I don't think I need that anymore. Oh, wait. I will need this. I will need this. Eventually. There's a piece that's not wired up. I totally forgot that we didn't wire it up. Wait, you use code from in here, so that would be good. Oh, okay. I'm guessing you'll still be fine if I change this stuff. Okay, so here's what I want to do. As I told you, I might hit using statements, so hopefully that's all you really have to change. We're going to put this in a Twitch folder instead of inside of services. So it's going to move over here for now, because it is specifically related to Twitch. This is how we get data from Twitch. Now, before anybody thinks, hey, wait a minute, I thought we don't want to have connections to our third-party stuff inside of Core. And that's not exactly true. We want to limit the type of exposure. This application is going to understand the fact that it's going to connect to Twitch, and it's eventually going to connect to YouTube, but we haven't written that part yet, and it's going to connect to Mixer as well, and maybe other services in the future. It's going to know they exist in some capacity. Because it needs to connect to them. At some point, we may decide that this logic needs to go somewhere else, but it's not a huge deal just yet. Lurk. We usually spell lurk with a U there, Rambling Geek. And then it should work better for you. I don't need that open, and I don't... I'm going to close that as well. The only ones I really want open are the live controller and the Twitch service stuff. And we should be good. Okay, let's see if we can complete this change alone. Get rid of, you know what? Add a section for Twitch info with channel name field. I'm going to leave that there for now. So that's the adjustment of a using statement. Using statements. Again, using statements. So let's put this in a branch. So we're going to call this caching and we'll say caching Twitch API. There we go. I think that caching Twitch API, I think, gets the point across of what we're trying to do. We're trying to cache the calls to the Twitch API. So step 1 is move iTwitch service into Twitch namespace. So we want to get that moved, so I'm going to do that as its own standalone commit so that doesn't muddy up the actual changes later. I highly recommend you do that, kind of those types of commits. And the reason why I recommend that to everyone is then the commit that actually does something is not cluttered up by all the file changes where all you did was change a using statement. So if you can get those on their own, just try to do it. And it'll help you out a lot. Okay, so next thing I want to do. So we're using an iTwitch service. I want to do one extra thing, and someone is going to laugh about this, because I'm actually, for now, going to put our cached Twitch service inside of core. And the reason I'm doing that is it does not yet have any dependencies on anything. So it may understand that we cache the value, but that doesn't really matter. It's not a dependency on anything, except for, again, caching, which will also be in core. So hence I'm okay with this being here. So let's go ahead and say I Twitch service is what it is. And we're going to tell it to implement the members. So it currently does nothing. It's just going to do this implementation. So this is how you implement the decorator pattern. So I already have the Twitch service over here that calls the API. So this is the real one. This calls out to an API and gets data. This one will not. This one is going to... This is the decorator piece. So what this is going to do is accept in another iTwitch service, and we're going to call this the internal service. And it's going to freak out because internal is what's another word? Internal's kind of long. We're going to use this for now. That'll be the name for now. Chat, feel free to come up with a better name for that variable if you can think of one. And this is basically what we want to wire up. So for now, we're just going to make each one of these a pass-through. And they're not going to do anything. So they will literally just call the next one down. And this essentially has made a no-op wrapper is kind of the idea here. So we can use this now by giving the real one to this, and essentially we've done nothing because we haven't actually added the caching here. Daryl, exactly. Naming is hard. Naming is like the toughest thing that we programmers have to do, but it's also important. So, you know what? It's gonna be the service. There you go. It's just gonna be that for now. It is the one. ThinkBot Labs. Yeah. Also, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. And Daryl, I think you've been here before too. So welcome back. Even though I think you followed today, I'm pretty sure you've been in here before. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's see if we can't wire that up. This should be referenced in startup. There it is. Ooh, hang on. Did I do this somewhere else? I think I may have done this somewhere else before. Hang on. Estimate Core IOC Decorator. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Andrew. Using... I don't know what that means. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, man. What did Steve do? Building a cached repository in ASP.NET Core. Oh, that is funny. Hey, Steve, I'm gonna go read your blog post. How recent is this? Oh, that's actually pretty recent. See, he went and did it. So, so Steve and I don't exactly do the cached repository the same way, but it's pretty close. Steve's a good friend of mine. That's why I laughed about this. his having a thing. Did he use the standard one? Because I just want to look up what the call is. Ah, here we go. Yep, so this is not exactly the way that I build it, but I think that will get me the basic structure that we need. Essentially, we just need to be able to tell the IOC container that we want different stuff at different times. So, we're not doing the same complexity he has here, so we're saying that we want one of these to be a cached Twitch service, and then we want to add in a scoped Twitch service. Right? Ooh, hang on. Wait a minute. Did he do what I think? Oh no, he did it. Oh no, Steve. No. Aw, he didn't really do it the generic way. He cheated. Did he make... So we're saying, so here's what we want to say. We want to say when someone asks for a Twitch service, we want to give them a cached Twitch service. Now this is saying that we make a Twitch service available. The problem is our cached Twitch service asks for a Twitch service. So we are currently going to get caught in an infinite loop if we do this, where we're gonna basically create a new cached Twitch service to put into every cached Twitch service, and that's a problem. So it's gonna just keep making that reference link over and over until it basically crumbles and fails. We need to avoid that. There's a way to do it, though. Yeah, there is a way to do it. Wait, hang on, what's going on? Coding Karma. Naming is hard, so good old test object handle already exists when you make a new test object handler. Holder, sorry. Yeah, Coding Karma, exactly. I am not myself. Yes, I believe you're correct. There should be a way to specify that, but I don't remember exactly what it is. ASP.NET Core DI specify constructor. I specifically want to tell it what to do with the constructor parameter. Yeah. Nope. Okay, so that is defining that you want to do that with that value, but that's, I don't want an explicit value necessarily. I want it to say when you're asked for that the parameter of that type, include that other one. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If we look at some of the older ways of doing it, I know Steve has an example of how to do it in structure map. That's correct. Hang on. Where do you have it here, Steve? Where's this? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this ought to show what we're talking about. So, wait, that just says to use that one. No, we don't. For that, yeah, for that, use that, but no, that's not what we want. we want 4. I already use a cached element repository. Is he hard coding it again? Oh, he made it be one of those. What? No, no, we want a decorator pattern one, Steve. What are you doing? And did he do it again this way? Yeah, he made a cached one specifically for author, so it could rely on an author repository. He did not make a generic one, and that's the problem. Is this the one that shows it? Where is it? Again, that's still not right. Where is it? Ah, here we go. Here's the line. We want one of these. We want this, but in this version. So with the DI used by ASP.NET Core, this is what we want. We want to specify for that constructor that type is actually something else. Yeah. Exactly, Katrina. Yeah. So this is what we want to. This is what we want to build. This took us a while to track down. Like exactly what the syntax was the first time we did this. Implementation factory isn't exactly what we want to do. That's sort of what it implies here. So like that's what I Am Not Myself was suggesting, which is like the right way to go. Given our restriction, but we want something else. So this basically says, given a service provider, create the cached Twitch service, which actually, now that I think about it, we might be able to get away with, because that's a service provider. So we might actually just say new cached Twitch service and say x dot get service of type of Twitch service. Cast it as an iTwitch service, like so, and then I think it'll work. As long as we have added this, I think, as well, then it should be able to do it. I think. Let's extract this out as a variable. Let's call this Twitch Service Factory. There we go. Let's do this. It's supposed to be a function of iService provider cached Twitch service. Okay. Oh, right, iService provider. Derp. There we go. I could technically do that, actually. But I think people are going to find that too weird. Oh, and I have a typo in that. He really wants me to use a local function. That is so funny. I kind of want to extract those out so they're not in there. Yeah, I am not myself. I can make sure that I say that you were right again. Is that service misspelled intentional? No, Coding Karma, it wasn't. It was not spelled incorrectly intentionally. And Stool Painter, hey, welcome, greetings. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. Greetings, welcome. 2 months in a row. Whoa, that's a huge streak. That's like twice as many. That is like a 100% increase in your previous streak. That is impressive. I doubt you will ever achieve that in 1 month's time ever again. That was a math joke, and not a very good one. Hey, The Fable, greetings, welcome. Hey, Sergio, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Glad to see a bunch of people saying hi in chat. Always like it. Good stuff. Also, with the hypes... And, Stool Penner converted a sub? That's weird that it gives me an announcement of that, but it doesn't change it. Well, anyway, I believe that should have wired it up. We're about to find out, and with regards to math joke conditions, yes, exactly, Parisian. And Carrie coming in with 50 biddies. Does that get you? That does get you the lead. Bowie has been dethroned again. See, all the people that compete for the lead on that. Thanks for getting me the code that doesn't work, Steve. Thanks for that. Steve's code didn't work. Everyone remember. Let's all make fun of Steve. Because his code, well, it's really, his code works fine. It's just it wasn't what we wanted to do. Maybe that's the better way of phrasing it. Okay, so I want to make sure that this is actually running. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I have a tool that has a debugger, let's go ahead and stop it, and we're going to debug inside of Visual Studio and watch those actually get run. So let's catch ourselves on those breakpoints. Doesn't support break into space-time. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's the gold badge. Everybody wants the gold badge. It's a nice place to be. I always like the beginning of the month when on a lot of channels you can go in and cheer one bit, and you take bit leader. You're like, I got this gold badge. I tossed a bit, one. Okay, so it calls into our cached one, so that means that it's wired up. And that service there, I just moused over it here. It's kind of hard to see with it being that small, but that is a Twitch service, not another cached one. So we avoided that infinite loop problem, and it calls through and works. So live now is listed as DevChatter, which is correct. I am live. Obviously, since you heard me say that. If I weren't live, that'd be really impressive, actually. You would wonder how I managed to, make sound come out of your computer. Well, that's my secret. Leet! Hey! With a Mr. Destructo bot. That is the correct number. Yeah. Nope, you didn't last long. You didn't have the gold badge all that long at all. With that, the not auth 0 Bobby manages to grab the lead. And see, I love the fact that he knows he's gotta come in and lead. We're all nerds here. We know what 1337 is. We all know. Good stuff. Thanks for those biddies, by the way. And you now get a gold badge for probably the remainder of the month. There are not many people that are going to come in with a elite cheer. A discussion that came up yesterday. I just saw this in my code there. Came up yesterday. Yesterday. Is whether or not we're moving to ASP.NET 2.2 here on our, .NET Core 2.2. The answer is probably not. There aren't any features of that I specifically want to use, so we're probably going to jump straight to ASP.NET Core 3.0 on our projects, and just skip over 2.2. Which I recommend to a lot of people, not necessarily skip 2.2, but if there's not a specific feature that you need, don't go through the trouble upgrading and wait for the one that you do want to jump to, so that you're not doing the constant, jump. 2.1 of ASP.NET Core came with a lot of changes that were really good, so that's why almost everybody switched to that. But I would recommend holding off on some of the smaller changes sometimes, as it will save you a little bit. Okay, so we are now using the cached service instead of the direct one. So that means that we can now insert in code. So this is the first layer of our decorator that we've added here, and we can sort of inject additional behavior. And that's sort of how the decorator pattern works. This is just a layer now that's added between none of the other code. Notice all I did was add this and adjust our IOC. I didn't change anything else. In fact, to prove that to you, this is literally the only change. This is all we did, and all of a sudden we have another layer. The actual call to get the data has not changed. Anybody that was calling this has not changed. Nothing else knows that this happened. That's the power of the open-close principle at work. So we are following it, and like literally, I added 2 bits of code, and boom. The only piece I had to change was how the IOC container initialized. So really, really powerful stuff here. Only because ID10T is not a valid number. Well, I mean, it is depending on the base. You just need to go up to a base where they needed both D and T, I, D, and T out of the letters for them. So, Atomic J, hello, greetings, welcome, hi. Reminds me of those pressing in numbers in the calculator and flipping it upside down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Uncle Bob is my homeboy. Yes. I am not myself. You are totally correct. Following the solid or SOLDI principles, as I believe Uncle Bob originally put the acronym. The open-close principle can actually buy you quite a bit. Let's take a look at this. So I want to sort of change how the cached Twitch service works. So let's make it actually do something. So let's make a folder of, let's call this core folder Twitch, and let's add a class that we are going to call, class folder cached Twitch service tests. Let's call this is live should, and we're going to call this fact, which we're going to include xunit for. It should add at the top. Oops, no, Brendan, don't derp. Don't derp. You're not supposed to derp on stream. We're going to say foo. Let's say do something given something. There's our name. So we're going to do something given something else. Let's create a new cached Twitch service. It needs a mock. So we're going to create a new... do I have a mocking framework in here? So I want to include it already? Hang on. XUnit fluent assertions. I did not include a mocking framework. Ooh, interesting. I will have to get that. Hey, is Flames here? Zunjin, hey, greetings. Welcome back. Glad to see you here. Oh, hang on. Let me click this button.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Wow, Brendonius! Oh man, I'm your favorite streamer? You've never missed a stream? That's awesome! Wow, everybody give it up for Brendonius with one year. That's really impressive. Oh man, I never would have guessed that I was Brendonius's favorite streamer. Did you all know that? Wow. Yeah, you technically can if you have two accounts. I am not myself. So yeah, because I have Brendonius and I have this, the problem is in order to use my own hype emote on the Brendonius account, I have to sub to myself. If they would give me some way to do it without that, I wouldn't have to, waste that money giving that to Twitch, which is kind of annoying. So yes, I in fact pay Twitch for the right to use my own emotes on their service. Which is the price I pay for having two streams. I was gonna do a thing real fast. Give me 1 second. Yep, there we go. Which one are we doing? Okay. Manage new get packages. You could hand roll the mock and then substitute a mocking framework to show why a mocking framework is useful. You mean do a fake or actually roll a mocking framework? Because there's a difference. Which, interestingly, I used to, as part of workshops, I used to do, I would have people roll their own IOC container to show you why the IOC container is useful, but it also demystifies them, so they seem less magical once you write your own, because it only takes about 10 minutes to do one. Sure. Let's do the fake real fast, and we'll show you what the difference would be. So essentially, here's what's being suggested. Is I show you what we would otherwise have to do. And this will be an iTwitch service. So if we did not use a mock, here's what we would create. We would do this. And essentially, we would just do one of these. So remember, our cached Twitch service, because it can't actually do any of the work in calling Twitch, it needs an underlying service call to use. So in this case, we're going to use the fake Twitch service, and this then just needs to get wired up. And essentially what we do is, I would usually recommend that you not have these implemented until you need them. And then if a test happens to call them, then you can make it work at that point. But you'd rather have it throw this exception if you haven't really written what it is yet. So that's a good red part of your TDD approach. So when I run this, you'll see that all the tests pass and you go, yay! But I didn't call anything yet, so that shows you that I was able to construct it, this is wired up correctly, and that piece kind of works. So we expected that to work. There's not really a test yet, so it shouldn't fail just yet. But now, if we say Twitch service dot, which one are we testing? Is live. Is live should. Twitch ID. I guess Twitch ID doesn't matter, so sure. We'll go with 1337. Will be the Twitch ID. And ooh. I'm gonna do that for now. We're gonna say, no one kill me. I didn't async this thing yet. We're just making it compile. Now this test should fail. When we run this, we should get a red for this. There we do. So, do something, given something, method not implemented, so our operation's not implemented. Duh. That was this that got called. So, here's the challenge. We need to now specify if you were to call directly out to the Twitch API, this should go ahead and say whether or not it's true or not. So for now, I need to say return true. We'll say it's supposed to be a task of bool. What do you do when you're doing it this way? I think it was. From result, yeah, and then just true. There we go. And I don't need to wire up any of the other ones, so we're just going to say true, which means that this test, we're going to start with it being true. So we're going to say, what do we want to test about this? Since this is a cached one, isLive should call Twitch given not cached. And we don't really care what the result is necessarily, so I can just put the word true in there for now. Call Twitch given not cached. Okay, so this initial test, it's gonna pass for the wrong reason because we haven't written the code yet. So let's go ahead and make some more of the code exist so that it can fail. So we're gonna flip it actually. Let's go the other way. Should not call Twitch given cached. What is this? Cached. When value cached. There we go. So should not call Twitch when the value is already cached. Okay. So in this case, we do not want to call that. If we called that, that is a problem. So now you get into the complexity, and here's where. Yes, exactly. I am not myself. Those get confusing. Which I made sure I've only got one not, so we're not doing any. We only have a single one. We're not doing the flip. Hey, Will, you made it. I assume Mark must have wrapped up his stream if you're here. So is live, and if Mark wondered why I disappeared from his stream, it's because I was, starting my stream. I don't know if he wondered where I went. I don't know if he ever figured out the stuff he was working on either. So not call Twitch when that. So we need to flip this. So let's have a cached value, and we need to know whether or not this got called. So is live called. And even though the default value is false, I'm going to explicitly put it in there because I'm a stickler for that. Because I just want to be clear on that one. It's definitely that value. So our new Twitch service gets wired up, and then we want to get that result. We don't really care what it is. I grabbed it anyway. In order for this to work, we need the access to this fake service, and we need to say fake service dot is live called should be true. Wait, should be false. False on this one. So we're saying not call Twitch, so that's false. When value, I'm going to say is cached. So the value's not cached yet. We haven't really wired that up. But I just want to make sure the test can fail, even if it's not failing for the right reason. So the test can fail. That's good. Is failing because it called it, I assume? Expected it to be false, but it found true. Okay. So now we need to make this actually cache. He didn't see I was live. Well, we should yell at Mark because he doesn't have, like, if I'm not in the list of places to check. So that's our Twitch service, that's that service. How do we want to wire this up? The Twitch service, how do we add something to the cache on this? Oh, it needs, we don't have the caching layer on it yet. Oh, derp. Yeah, I'm missing a piece before we can do that. Cache layer. Okay, I want to have a folder that is caching, and I'm going to add an interface, iCache layer to it, and we'll figure out what it needs in a second as we use it. So it's going to be a cache layer. We're going to introduce that, and is live is going to check for it being in the cache. Well, actually, I don't need to do it just yet, because I can put that in the test first. So let's head over back to the test, and we're going to say new fake cache layer. There we go. And so now this needs to exist as well. So this is where the point that I am not myself was trying to make sort of comes into play. In that I have to keep making these classes each time and wiring up these things like is live called, or I guess it was, you know, like what did this thing get called? What value is passed to it? And all these little helpers to get us the info that we need. So we now have the fake cache layer, and we should have access to its cached data. So let's just make, since this is a fake, we'll just make it a dictionary of string and... Ooh, what do we want to... Hey, Lightman Den, welcome, greetings. What are we caching? We could just be caching objects, but I kind of want to know their type. What is... Live. So it's almost like a string and a bool is really what we have. So this is a Twitch server. I'm not sure on the name. We're gonna have to talk about the name. Wait, hang on. Actually, there might be an easier way to do this. Wait, I might not need to do that at all. Let me think about this for a second. Channel name, we return back the strings sometimes. That is, oh, but those are the channel names that are coming from here. So we're checking channel name. So if channel name is what we're going based on, and we're only caching a minute, we don't care about IDs. So yeah, we can get away with that. That's a Twitch ID. We need to be able to get it by Twitch ID or by name. Yee. You know what? I almost think we shouldn't be using the channel name at all, and we should only be going based on the Twitch ID. At which point, our dictionary is a dictionary of int and string. Int and bool. Because it then just becomes the Twitch ID and the bool of whether or not they're live, and that's our cache. Scund? I apologize if I just butchered your name, but welcome. Hey, greetings. We are building an application that is going to be a community web app. Essentially for the developer streaming community. So we're building a place to find out what streams exist. So kind of the plan. And Mamuter? I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but welcome, thanks for following, much appreciated. And I apologize to anybody if I butchered your name. If I do, just let me know, and I will try to say it better if you tell me how. I will do my best. It's tough, because even if you have a guess on where a name is from, you're not always right. My favorite example of that was Essenby. And I was like, oh, Essen, like from you know, like, you must be German. No, wasn't someone from Essen named B. I got that wrong when he first showed up on the stream. This is the cache. So I just want to say we're going to immediately initialize that, and we're just going to say fake cache layer cache 1337 equals true. Pull this out as a constant as the Twitch ID. Yes, Essen's. Well, it's like eating, I think, and it's also city. It's eating. It's the city, and it also means food. It's exactly. Yeah, see, S&B's not German, but yeah, see, I saw Essen. I was like, oh look, it's Essen. Yes, exactly. Essen, and Essen. Yes. They eat food in Essen. Exactly, Stolpenna. There's some ridiculousness. Yep. Exactly. Alright, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna call that, so we call through that, oh man, that's awesome. So this, again, should fail. And for the same reason, because we haven't wired it up. Good. We're failing for the right reasons. Alright, so now here's what we need to do. We need to say, try, let's say, cache layer, try get, try get that value, the Twitch ID, and we want to pass in the backup call. I think I want to make our cache layer of a type. So I think it's going to be a cache layer of... I think I need to make this generic. So that's... we want to do t-key t-value being the way it works. So this is going to be a an int bool cache layer, which makes this an int bool cache layer as well. And then I'm gonna finish writing that in a second. I need to fix this real fast. So this is gonna be an int bool. That's our fake cache layer, and then it's gonna be int bool there as well. So now when I write my try get, taking in a Twitch ID and returning back a Boolean, and we need a backup method that is going to do something. Let's put this in first. Bool int Twitch ID. That's fine. It's not really Twitch ID. This is key. Key. There we go. But it's not int key. It's t key key. T key key. I like it. Make type. Oh, that's funny. I totally can. Anyway, let's do this for now. So yeah, we want key, and we'll say try get value. Key out bool I think that's not a reserved word. It's just within a property. It's special. So we're gonna say if that, then return true. Oh, I didn't out mine. This will be return value. I wrote this wrong. Hang on. This shouldn't be try get. I wrote the wrong thing. I don't want try because that's even confusing me. It's gonna confuse everybody else too. I didn't mean try get. I wrote the wrong thing. I apologize. That name added meaning that I did not intend. Get value or backup. Or yeah. It's not because I'm and I'm phrasing it this way because it's not necessarily the backup there, and this is t value. I don't know if I can use those necessarily long term, so give me a second while I think about that. So get value or backup needs to return a value, so that's what's complaining about. So I want to say if we found it, then return the value we got from here. Otherwise, return the result of calling my other method. It's not backup, it's fallback. That's the word. Fallback.invoke, passing in the key. That's what we need. Create a parameter fallback in the containing method and pull it up. It's not that. It is a function that takes in an int and returns back a boolean. Because if we go up to the cache layer, it is going to be a function that takes in a t key and returns a t value. See? Remember how when I was doing that, it wanted to add the in and the out, and I told you that I didn't think I was going to be able to long term, and so that's why I removed them? This is why. Because suddenly, it's not saying, oh, you can do that. It's because I'm not confident that we could. Backup, fallback. Yeah, it's a fallback. I'm sorry, hang on. I see a whole bunch of stuff. Trying to follow multiple streams at once and feeling miserable. How's it going to be funny when you switch to mock and this becomes like 3 lines? Yeah, exactly. I do intend to switch to mock and get rid of that stuff. So many great street. Yes, I agree. Oh, Carrie, you can't VOD me. I'm your friend. Now you can VOD me if you like. I don't care. Appreciate people hanging out, but yeah, if you can't make the schedule, and that works. If you enjoy all 2.5 hours of mumbling while reading profiles, my stream last night is just what. Oh, that's great. I am not myself. Yeah, out parameters. Yes, they're kind of different. It's tiki key. Thanks for clipping that, Carrie. Yeah, tiki key. What are you talking about? It's a tiki. Alright, let's rename that, because get value or backup is wrong. It should be get value or fallback. That's the fallback. Get value or fallback, that's the fallback. We're going to call the fallback. When you call it, since we're returning, we don't need the else, obviously. Brendan, way to do a weird thing we totally didn't need. And then over here, when we actually call it for realsies, the fallback is actually going to be the underscore service dot is live Twitch ID, but with an unnecessary parameter potentially. So do I want to pass in the value, or does it just need to be a thing that passes in the type at that point? Cannot implicitly convert from derp, because that is that's async. Can I do that? Oh god, how do I do that? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Miha. I'm not sure how to get around that. Oh god. Eeeh. That just got uglier. A funk event of task of bool. But that's not really that's not really right, actually. This should be of t key of t value. Yeah, that's lovely. Totally not awful at all. This should be a task of t value at that point then, right? Async, and we'll await that. Then that should work. Yuck. I got nasty. That line. Oh, that's funny. Islive should... Where's my... Here it is. What is this? Cannot implicitly convert task of bool to bool. Because the whole thing isn't done? Oh! Oh, because this isn't. This is now async. Right. And we have to await that as well. But this, in theory, can come out. There's our fallback method. There we go. We'll make it a local function because that's a little nicer. There we go. Okay, that's better. That's better. There we go. Buzz Lightyear voice. Yeah. Shouldn't this be just return cache layer dot get value? Sort of. Kinda. Yes. Actually. Yes, I think it will be. I think you're right. I think it's going to be this. Return cache layer dot get value or fallback. That'll create the fallback, and then within the cache layer, it'll add that regardless. So yes, you're totally right. It should be this. There's no if anymore. But the fallback, we definitely want to create like that. And then inside of this, we determine how we cache it. So right now, the only cache layer actually is the fake one, funny enough. Which we'll want to use an actual cache provider for this, not just our stuff. So not just a dictionary in memory. Yeah, I know. Imagine that, dictionary in memory, not the best cache. Can't you just pass service.isLive as a parameter directly? Miha, I'm not sure what you mean. Passing it just as a parameter directly. Like this? I can't, so the value of that, so the problem is if I just pass that, it's going to execute immediately in line. And I don't really want to pass the value in. I want a delayed execution, so I don't want this code to even be called. This code right here should not get called, this expression, unless the value is not in the cache. So specifically, we're making sure this does not get called in our test. So that is the complexity of this. So do we compile right now? Because we're not adding things to the cache, but if I've forced it in there, it should just work. Oops. Yeah, hang on. I need to adjust the way this gets constructed. We're saying create a new one of these. Add scoped. I cache layer. I just realized I have to do it like this. Whoops, I need a comma in there. And the implementation is a type of web cache layer, maybe? Hang on. Let me find out what it's actually called. What's, maybe memory cache? Is that what it is? Cache in memory. Thanks, Steve. Net standard 2.0 or later. Memory cache. iMemory cache works. Service add memory cache. Okay. So we want to use iMemory cache apparently within our real one. How does it work? Drag a value, but does it have a fallback? Can it do that or not? That's the question. Looks like no. So we're going to put this inside of our cache, our implementation of our cache layer. So we're going to call it our mem cache layer, which what was the dependency for it? Hang on. What's the dependency you need to get access to memcache? Did they say? Extensions caching memory. Let's find out if we already have access to that or not. If we do, then cool. Mem cache layer. T value. T key. T value. So we're going to do that again. Implement the missing member there. What's this complaining about? Oh, no, okay, it just hadn't updated yet. There we go. Okay, it doesn't see it. Alright, that's fine. What that means is I'm going to put it in the web project. So it's saying that the web project has it by default. So we're going to put it over here for now. In a folder called caching. Class memcache layer. Memory cache. There's the actual cache that we're using. So this is what we're using instead of a dictionary as the memory cache. Let me see, did everybody freak out in chat over something? Nope. No one's yelling at me about stuff in chat, so that's fine. We'll continue on then. So let's leave that way for now. We'll leave it, you know, kind of busted. Okay, so essentially we're saying when you're asked for a cache layer, give it a memcache layer instead. This, I assume, let's take a look. When it gives you this, does it give you just one? Code should always have a fallback option to fetch data and not depend on a cache value being available. Yes. The cache uses a scarce resource. Right, limit cache growth. Yeah. Do not use external input as cache keys. Add memory cache. Need to add this. If that's not already in there. Right, I needed to pass this, so services get service, so then this becomes x dot get service type of what type does it want? It wants int bool. Oh, I didn't cast it. Okay. There we go. Now it's just wired up. It would fail for a not implemented exception, but I think it works now. Don't need that. We're not using it. Good job, DevChatter bot. You did the same message twice. It's random. It's possible. It's discouraged from doing that because the choices are left such that the weights are made so that the more recently it's said it, the less likely it is to say the same message. But there's always a chance that it can say the same message twice, because we really did make it random. So the cache Twitch service should be calling a cache layer, which should be this one, which is not wired up yet, and that's fine. This one, get value or fallback. It is not rigged, S&B, I promise. I think it should pass now. It shouldn't call it anymore. We'll see. Hey, it worked. So you're saying there's a chance? What, like one in a, more like 1 in a million? Yeah, there is a chance. It's the odds on the chatbot saying the same thing twice much higher than 1 in a million. It's probably something reasonable, like 1 out of like 30 or 40 or something like that. Hang on a sec. Every once in a while I need to actually make sure I check what the messages are on my phone, just to make sure that it's not like, you know, someone saying some kind of horrible thing that I want to make sure I checked early. Alright, alright, so not call Twitch when this. Alright, so let's do the let's first off we'll commit this, and then we're gonna try switching to the mock and getting rid of the fakes. We mostly did that just because it was suggested, hey, let's do that so we can see what happens when you get rid of it. What is that? Project reference, package reference, that makes sense. I'm gonna say whip here because because that caching layer throws not implemented exceptions, so I don't want anyone to use this. This is adding the cache layer. Oh, yes. Yeah, it does make you spell it correctly. You gotta pluralize the scissors. No fault error on scissors, I see. I think we handle case insensitivity on that, Parisian, but I think you do have to have the S on there. So scissors is the hardest one to pick because people can't always spell it. Paper and rock are easy. Hey, Moon King Arthur, we are adding in the caching layer to our DevStreams project. So we want to make sure that we're not just always calling out to that, calling out to external services, especially external APIs, where we might have rate limits and things like that. So we don't want to do any extra calls if we can avoid it. Oh, and to add insult to injury, Parisian, the bot chose paper. So if it had given you your scissors, you would have won. Exactly. Will never misspells skizzors. Never. Never! Alright, I'm gonna get rid of these stupid fake cache stuff and fake things. Goodbye, fakes. Thanks, I am not myself. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work right. Okay, how do I want to do this? So we get rid of all that stuff. I want to call this with mocks instead. So first off, using MOQ. And then do I want to do it here or down there? I'm actually not sure. I think I'm going to do it here for now. Cache layer of int bool. Oops, I did not mean to do that. This is supposed to be a field, and it's going to be cache layer. Let's call it the cache mock. So now instead of that, it's going to be .object. Okay. And we're saying that we need to add the Twitch ID to this. But we don't really call it that way anymore. We just need to say it was in there. Next thing I need to do is not create the cache mock. It's the new mock of iTwitch service. This one's also going to be a field. We're going to call this Twitch service. Maybe Twitch mock for short. So now those are getting used. So we no longer need these here, although we do want to make sure that we set that value to be true. And down here we need to verify that the method got called on the Twitch mock. So we're going to say Twitch mock verify that x.isLive and Twitch ID times.once. We want to verify that this method got called exactly one time. So this is with the mock. So remember before I just had a Boolean value that I set, but with a mock I can get very specific and say things like, you know, without having to write it, this method was called exactly one time. I mean, 0 times should be a failure, 2 times should be a failure. We want this to have been called exactly one time, which is what that will do. In this case, our challenge right now is that we need to make sure that we mock out the call to the cache layer. So that means we need to do a setup on the cache. So we need to set up that when the cache layer is called, when we call getValue, passing in the Twitch ID, and I want to say it.isAny. Oh man, hang on. This is where you're gonna laugh, because I need it to be is any one of these. So that ended up ugly no matter what I did, apparently. Instead of t key, that's gonna be int bool. So we're saying we want that to have been a function. We don't care what it was. So when we get that, we want to return a task of bool. A task from result, and we said when it is cached, so true. Oh man, that is funny. Whew! Alright, what do we got? What's going on in chat? Just rock, paper, scissors? Anything else? Will and S&B win, so clearly it's not rigged. Wait, does not rigged mean not rigged? I have no idea. Alright, what's it want to do? Ooh, Twitch, ugh! It's funny, it does want to do that. I wondered. I have an issue with my rock, paper, scissors bot. Oh, I wonder how it's running there, Stoolpinner. Expected once was 0 times. Never. Sorry. Should not call it. Derp. Got my test right. Wait, what? I'm confused by that. I am not myself. You subscribed an hour ago. How did it do that message again? I am confused, Twitch. I am confused. I'll do another hype, but I don't know. I don't know how you got that to say it again. Either way, thanks again. Always glad to have more people in the Chatosaurus crew. Huh. Seems like Twitch messed up. Alright, so should not call that when that. There we go. So this should still be a... Yeah, so if you actually look at the change, here's the change that we were talking about. So we deleted all this code here, these two fakes, and we replaced them with, like, a couple of lines of code. So that's why we use these mocks here, is they kind of make a couple of these things a little bit easier. And I'm going to push this so that other people can see this code. Yes, Stoolpinner, it was definitely Article 13 that confused Twitch. Will, I don't think the stream died. Stream should still be up. Do you click any... wait, do you click any button that pops up? Yeah. Would you don't click every button that ever pops up? I just see buttons and I click them. I don't read what they're doing. I just click buttons. What do you mean? Call Twitch when value is not cached. Okay, so this is the reverse. So in this one, first off, we're going to copy pasta this. So this one, we should call it once. And it does not matter whether we're live or not. We don't care about the actual result. Get value or fallback. So we're going to say that the result was false on this one. Which, when it's false, we expect that to be true. Yeah, I need to read more about it, to be honest. So people are talking about Article 13. I've seen minimal things about what they're actually changing based on the status of like content. I really need to dig into it further to figure out what the actual ramifications are going to be, but I have a feeling it's going to be a mess for those of us that create content. Okay, so expected invocation on the mock once, but it was 0 times, so it did not call it. I wonder why I didn't call it. Well, let's debug it and find out. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Twitch service. Okay. We go in here, and that is our mocked service, and because it's the mocked service, that should work out correctly. So this is a line that it skips for debugging purposes because it doesn't actually do anything. This is the declaration of a local function, so you'll see those get skipped. That's one of the difference between how a local function works and how a variable works. So if you ever see that, that's why. We didn't call it. Value or fallback. Oh! Because we don't actually do it. Yeah. Because the cache layer should run. The cache layer needs the test on that. Yeah, that's an interesting problem. I guess this just becomes a pass-through of that. Maybe I give it the real cache layer? Whew, I might need to do the fake. Looking at this. Instead of the, or verify what the fallback is. Can I make this not local? Yeah. Can it be static then? No, because it uses the service. No, it cannot be static. But we can still make it public. And then we just need to rename it because it's not this, it's the isLive fallback. And I should call that, yeah, there we go. Alright, so if it's the isLive fallback, instead of it is any that, I should say, it should be the twitchmock.object. No, it's the oh man, that needs to happen first because we need to say the Twitch service is live fallback. Is what gets called. Wait, that. Okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. Fixed all those stupid syntax errors. Problem solved. There we go. I think it got confused because it wanted to call that way. All right. Whew. Let's see. Article 13 is one of those things that sounds great on paper, but is likely to work against its intended purposes. Yeah, so one of the big problems is a lot of times in an effort to protect the little guy, where the little guy is the consumer, a lot of times what you end up with is, yeah, you mean like how GDPR's net result was a bunch of annoying pop-ups. Yeah, basically. That's one of the main results that everybody notices about GDPR. But some of the other things are small content creators are the ones that are going to get smashed hard on this. The people that are going to get the big advantages are large companies on those. Yes, exactly. See, what Coding Karma mentions is that, like, you may support the general idea, but there's going to be a lot of abuse in the name of copyright, I think. And there it is. Like, yeah. Yep, we're going to see a little bit of crazy, and we'll find out what happens. It's just going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to have to change the other method to do this same thing if we get it. 0 times, still, okay. Well, we'll find out. Hang on. Move the Twitch service up there, call the setup. Is live, once, never, true, false. Oh, because we don't actually call it still, right? Yeah, we still don't really call it. Because we didn't really use the caching layer. But now, potentially, if we used a real caching layer, we could check for it. So I think this is the problem. Well, yeah, because the problem is that we're saying returns false, but then we then have to tell it to call it. So I think there's no reason to test this. Mihai TV, hey, greetings, welcome. Have a good one, S&B. Hey, Root Guy, welcome. Long time no see. Emacs is okay. So's Vim. So's Nano. Whatever you want to. VS Code's good too. Whatever you want to use. Text editors are perfectly suited for a lot of tasks. I think I want to change how we do this. I think we're testing the wrong thing. I think we're testing the wrong point, and that's what's causing us the issue here. Extract the fallback function. I'm still gonna whip prefix because it still doesn't really work. Oh yeah, Mihai, yeah. Instead of calling the result, yes. We just didn't do that because we were sort of just hacking it together real fast. But yes, we could do this. Is what Mihai's suggesting. Whoops. There's a good chance these tests are going away, but yeah, that. So, there you go. Made some people's blood pressure come down a little bit. Probably nice change. How different is C# 7 to C# 8? Depends on whether or not you are planning on removing the default behavior of reference types being nullable in C# 8. If you're planning on leaving that the way it is, then it's not terribly different. If you want to prevent reference types from being null, it's going to be a huge difference. And welcome, Hunka Hunka. Thanks for that follow, much appreciated. I didn't even know unit testing was a thing until like a year ago. Still haven't caught up to how to using it. Coding Karma, yeah. I was gonna say there are a lot of good books on testing out there, for various things. Some stuff lends itself to testing better than others. The challenge here is this ends up just being a pass-through, so that's why the tests basically get stupid for this one. So I'm going to test our memory cache layer instead, as that I think is going to have more interest in it. So yeah. Web caching. Mem cache layer test class get value or fallback should public async task do something given something. Best test names in the world over here. You'll never find a better test name than that. New mem cache layer. This needs a reference to the other project. Add a project reference to web, and we will test that. Like so, and this is a mem cache layer of string bool, but it really doesn't matter what we test. It just happens to be the scenario we're currently testing. It needs, what does it need in its constructor? The memory cache. How are we gonna get that? That may be what we mock out now. So let's do that. New mock of iMemory cache. Ooh, this doesn't have the reference. Okay. We had this up. Where does this come from? So we could pull in Microsoft ASP.NET Core.app, but I think I just want to pull this for now. So let's do that. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. Hang on. We're going to pull in the whole thing. Microsoft ASP.NET Core.app. Because I just remembered, you can really easily run into a problem that they don't all match. And I want to avoid that. Yeah, the Art of Unit Testing is a well-known book. I have done a bunch of stuff with log monitoring in the past, Parisian. What are you looking at doing? Actually, you know what I just realized? I probably pulled the wrong version. Let me do this. Okay. That ought to do it better. Let's just try building and see what happens. Something might be causing that to fail. Package restore failed. Why did the package restore fail? Oh, I know why. Derp, the website's running. Brendan, what are you doing? And then we'll see, there could be other failures because of the fact that this is not the correct type of project. It's not the correct type, so we could have a problem. Not compatible with Net Core App 2.1. Yeah. So this is a Net Core App 2.1. And so is this. But then that is a specific version. This doesn't, we didn't actually specify here. And this one I think needs to because it is not, well, 2.1, say 2.1.2. I don't know what that's going to mean, but we're about to find out. By doing this. NuGet. Maybe 2.1.5 is the one we want. So if we had something else on that. Whoops. This is cache mock. Cache mock object. Yarp and Zid, yes, exactly. Strings will stop being nullable in C#, as will many other things. I've used log entries in the past, and I liked it. Yeah. I have used it as well. I have not myself. Been a long time, though. I have had to do a lot of annoying stuff with that in the past. Actually. Memcache layer. Uh-oh. I have a build problem? No, okay. I just needed to rebuild was the issue. Why is it a string key? Why did I make it string? Oh, string! Int! Yeah, that makes more sense. There we go. 1337. Fallback is gonna be bool was called equals false. And then this is gonna be Oh, Parisian, you got hit for something. Oh, it's taskable. That's the problem. Yeah, we should await that. And technically store its Boolean value. And then was called should be true. So was calls false. Let's get that and then call this there's my fallback. How do I minimize this? I want this to take up less space. Let's do the reverse. Okay, so this should call fallback when no cached version. Should not call fallback when cached version. All right. So there's our call. Lower one I need to adjust so that it actually makes sense. Be false. And then this one, fallback shouldn't even matter, actually. So here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna put it there. We're gonna put is there an assert not fail here? I guess I could just throw. Because NUnit has like an assert.fail that you can just call and put in any message you want. I mean, alternately, I could call this. I could say unit test failure called fallback when value is cached as an exception, and that would, you know, make it pretty clear what happened, what went wrong. It's a pretty simple way of doing it, because that should never have been called. So if we got that, then it totally messed up. Now the trick here is that we actually have to set up the expectation for that to work. Which means up here we need to do a setup try get value. OMG. Oh man. Mocking an output variable. Naming conventions. Oh man, I like naming conventions. Welcome, naming conventions. Thanks for that follow. And your name is awesome. Starting to try out EF Core in a console app. Is there a way to avoid having to configure each DB context separately? What do you mean, Miha? Like, to connect to multiple databases and you don't want to have multiple DB context like classes exist with separate configure methods? Or are you saying you want different connection strings? Or are you saying in your startup method you want to like not have to do the configuration setup in there separately? Not sure what you mean, Miha. Because I can think of a few things that you might have meant. So you're going to call this with some kind of value. And you're expecting to get out some other kind of value. MOQ setup output parameter. Yeah. Okay, so they're suggesting that we do this. Except it's not going to be an int, it's going to be a bool in our case. Try get value. Is it a Boolean that we have stored in there? We're really storing like a string and then a just a Boolean? Is that really what we're storing in there? Do something out expected value. Was that her? So it looks like we're gonna do a dot callback. Oh, yeah, sorry, I just leaned back. Yeah, see, the problem with sitting is I might lean back sometimes. Standing desks. I need to stand again. Maybe I don't care what the value is, so that's the correct way to do it. Actually, that's a good point. What? Can I not get away with that? An expression tree may not contain a discard. Well, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Foo. Wow! I didn't know that either. Expression tree, quit being so restrictive. And what does it return? True. think I might be able to get away with that. Let's find out. You went all small. Yes, I get all small when I back up away from the screen. I'm tiny, DevChatter. Yeah. Whoa. Why don't you want to run the tests? Why don't you want to pass these tests? Huh? What's wrong? Invalid setup on an extension method. I don't think I'm using an extension method. At least I'm not trying to. Wasn't the plan. It's cached, then sweet, just return back the cached value. Task from result cached. That is an extension. If that's an extension, you son of a... Alright, but that one's not. Why is that one an extension and this one's not? Do I need to cast it to be sure that I'm not calling that one? Okay, that's not it. Okay, so that's what we have to do. So we're gonna say and cached is t value, we'll call it result. So we want to return back result, not the cached value. We want to say, was it in there and is it the correct value? If so, return it. Otherwise, we want to get the value from the fallback. And yes, I call invoke on these directly usually instead of treating them like a method. So you don't actually need the word invoke. You could just call it like a method because it is a method. Sorry about the delay there, everybody. That took me forever to figure that out. I think this is going to work now. This should get us our, whoops. Let's async this thing so we can await this. Wait, why is that complaining then? Because I didn't do any. Yeah, that makes sense. That didn't make sense. That's, I don't even understand what's going on there. This is not invoke. What? Where'd you get that name from? This is that's from fallback. Underscore memory cache. I guess we create an entry. What does getter create do? Well, does that have a fallback function on it? Oh my god, did they make the thing that I always used? I need to go read this. Did they actually create the thing I already use? That'd be amazing. Get or create entry. Oh my god, they did. Well, holy cow. That's amazing. They finally gave me what I did on my own anyway all the time. Oh man. Oh geez, that's beautiful. Are you telling me that I could have done this? What? Hang on. Let me go to mine for a second. Yeah, we're here. Was I able to do this? Could I have just get or create async? Are you telling me that I could have done basically this? entry, and I could have done entry dot wait, hang on. Where's the, oh, get or create, here we go. And then just return the value that you wanted to actually put in there. You telling me that I could have done this? What's that? There's no... What? Wait, hang on. There's no argument given that corresponds to the required form parameter arguing the fallback. Oh, oops. Key. You telling me that it basically already supported it and I didn't need to do that? I think it did. Coding Karma, hey, sorry, I will give my bot a quick restart there. I don't know why it's not going. Actually, why is anything running through here? They should all be stopped. Yeah. Oh, sorry to Will, too. I see you both tried to run that. I don't know why that didn't go. Huh. Weird. Either way, get value or fallback. You know what? I just noticed something weird. What? Huh. Neat. Yes, exactly. Yeah. The bot is done. Just had enough. Well, that's actually kind of interesting because that means that I could maybe even do this. Yank that from there and move it down to here. And instead of doing this, I could just do this. And I could come down here and instead of calling the cache layer, I could say memory cache. You telling me I could do this the whole time? Because they finally got us this thing that does this. I just want to get the code in here, that's why it's going in a foo method for a second. And then I could have just done, instead of the fallback, I could have said is live fallback, passing in the key. So essentially doing this. cache layer. I'm gonna create, that's Twitch ID. So that would create an entry using that key, and then, oh man. So it turns out Microsoft finally made the interface that I'd always been doing myself for years, and they finally did the thing, and it's, I don't know. Wait, what? Hang on a second. What happened with the... Oh, Coding Karma tried to do that, and then Will can't do it because, yeah, there you go. Oh, we didn't get the overlay, but you do still have the Hangman game, so no overlay for you, sorry. Because I forgot to reset that. Is live, the shortcut to getting the overlay back is just to do one of these. There we go. So the next time you play Hangman, there should be... Oh, or it'll put the overlay up right now. There you go. Which means we no longer need that. Which also changes how we do these. So instead of being that test, this is the cached Twitch service test. So this should be is live. Okay. Rigged. What was it? Oh, pizza. Oh man, that one's evil. Oh yeah, pizza. No one guessed the Z's. That's great. Yep. There you go. Have another Hangman game if you dare. Wait, hang on. Oh, the other one was in core. That's this is live should. Yeah, let's just move it. I think. Just get rid of that. Move that over to there. Get rid of this. Open this one. Change this one to the new namespace for where it is now. It doesn't take in that kind of cache. It takes in an iMemory cache now. We don't call this, it's, uh-oh. Well, that's a problem. We're not, because we're calling an extension method again. Son of a... Gah! These friggin' extension methods. They didn't really write it. They just made it an extension again. Oh my god. Microsoft, I'm going to smack you. You make these extension methods, but that method should just straight up be on there, and I'm pissed off now. Because they did them all as extension methods, these things that should be just built-in behavior. Like, I do extension methods for Microsoft stuff because I can't do it. Like, I'm not able to just change how they do the thing. Ugh, idiots. There's no reason for that one to be set up the way it is. I gotta find out how other people have dealt with that. Someone's run into this before. There's a way to do it. It's just annoying because now I have to do, like, I have to use a more complex mocking framework and everything because they decided to do something in a way that's weird. So basically the issue is that instead of just making a method, they did an extension method, and so then I have to like mock out a static, which is just a pain in the rear, because then I gotta use a shim instead of a mock. And I'm kind of sitting here like, oh, I don't feel like dealing with that. Yeah, Stram, our API is being built with .NET Core. That is correct. There we go. Now it builds correctly. So it's nice that they built the thing that we wanted. It's annoying that they didn't do it the way we wanted them to. Remove our cache layer. Okay, gone. Parisian, have a good one. See ya. Pimplek, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Greetings. Welcome back. Let's do one of these. So this is going to be get live channels fallback. And you know what? Let's do a full statement body instead of an expression bodied member here. So now we need to do one of these for it, for is live. For get live channels, I mean. So get rid of that call. Ooh, and this one works totally differently, now that I think about it. Get or create async. That's the key. We want to do an async entry. Live channels fallback. Passing in the channel names. With an absolute expiration of 1 minute. Return an await of that. This needs to be async because we are waiting. And then this needs to have the key of like all live channels or something stupid like that. Piblek, you're setting up your business. You're going to do mobile apps and you've discovered Flutter recently. Do you know anything about it? I've heard of it. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't remember where I heard of it. Or what I heard about it. It's like a quick, easy way of making mobile apps, as I recall. It's not all live channels, it's for those IDs. Okay, so how do we do it in the underlying one, now that I think about it? Twitch service. Do we pass it in as one big set? Let's find out. Yes, we send it in as a single call of the whole set. Sorry, I'm leaning back a little bit, everyone. So we need to do this one a little bit differently.
Developers.
Hey, welcome, dear Albert and friends. Greetings. We are still doing some C# and .NET Core here. My name's Brendan. This channel here is DevChatter. Welcome. What were you working on before you came over? Whoops. Cache layer dot I will try get value. key and out underscore, because I don't really care about the result. So this is, can I call it like that? Okay, good. So if all of them I was able to essentially obtain the value, where this is going to be string get key, and I actually want this to take Twitch ID, return, whoops, it was supposed to be $, double quote, and this would be Twitch live status, and that would be Twitch ID. So maybe we'll do Twitch live status and then the Twitch ID, and then that'll be our key for these. Which, if I haven't seen an expression-bodied method signature before, that is it. So we're gonna do that. Let me check out chat, because a bunch of stuff probably happened. You were working on using the Office 365 graph for getting calendar events. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what a DAC board clone is, though. That one I don't know. Wait, hang on, we're playing Hangman? What's been guessed? Uh-oh, we're in some trouble. Wait, hang on, that really limits it. Oh, I know the word now. Anybody want to finish that one?
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
And the timing of the hype coming in as we finish off the Hangman game. Nakey Supra coming in with another tier 1 sub. Welcome, thank you for that sub, much appreciated. Yes, salutations. You just moved to a new position that doesn't require dev experience, but you still love. Well, that's a bummer, but yeah, the glad you can make it. It's been a long time. I will tell you, I don't really want to work too many jobs that don't require some dev, like some dev stuff. But I like writing code, so I mean it kind of makes sense. Let me get my var channel IDs. Wait, what are we getting? We're getting them as strings? Why do we get them as strings? They are technically integers. Oh, actually, no, they're not. Now that I think about it. Twitch ID is not a... this is my problem. This is the one that's wrong. What am I doing? That's a string for Twitch ID. I messed that up. I did that wrong. Even though I made a big deal about it when we put in the types in our system, that is straight up 100% a string, not an int. There we go. Okay. Alright, much better. There, fixed it. So in the cached one, what we're going to do instead is get the Twitch IDs. So we're gonna do that. That'll get us the channel names. And then it's complaining about X because that is now going to be a string as well. So essentially we're saying if we have them all, or no, instead of saying if we have them all, why don't I get all the ones that I do have? That might be the better way to do it. Get all the ones that I do have and then make a smaller request for the ones I'm missing. Might be the better way to do it. Yeah, Nakey Super, we're still writing code here. You've been training in your new position. Interesting. I would love to know what are you doing that's not dev stuff now. What is the new position? What are you doing? If you don't mind my asking, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. That's always interesting what people are doing in the coding world. Let's see. Well, I should say anywhere, because I guess that's not the coding world now, is it? Oh, whoops. So that's a list of strings, which I already knew. Wah, wah. You're creating custom rates for Stamps.com's customers, which is more complex than I thought imaginable. Yeah, Nightbot struck you down. But interesting. I don't know what the I don't know much about the Stamps.com site. You're creating custom rates for customers. Does that mean like certain customers get different rates? So like you're having to adjust the system to handle? Oh, okay, carrier rates. Got it. Yeah, there's a lot of complexity in some systems that we never realize because we don't really deal with it. So we're gonna say cache layer. So we're gonna select these out. Yeah, sure, results. That sounds great. Because I don't know, it doesn't know the type yet, because I didn't do anything. So it's going to be underscore cache layer. All right, I'm not gonna write it this way. We're gonna do it the easier to read way. Twitch ID. So then inside of here, we're just gonna say if underscore cache layer try get value of Twitch ID. Whoops, it's get key Twitch ID. Out bool status. We'll say is live. We want a list of string, which is going to be channel name. Oh god, when I get channel IDs are the channel IDs I'm supposed to be checking with and not the names. Ugh. Ugh. That's uglier than I realized. Oh, 2G, welcome, greetings. Yeah, Janisku, channel ID and user ID are the same thing on Twitch, so that's part of the confusion when dealing with their API that people have to understand. What's this do? So the problem is we're just extracting out the ID and sending that back. We should send back more than just the ID. We need to send back the name and ID. We need to send back the user ID. So so we want to add a little bit of complexity to that. So what are these? Oh god. What is the difference between a login and a display name? I wonder. Whew. That's gonna be weird.
What a lovely day!
So we need a model type for this. All right. Well, let's do this then.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Mihai TV, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Yeah, what is love? I mean, come on. And Vecchi, one of those might be right. Vessi, thanks for that follow as well. And Mihai, yes, hype. You now have access to the hype and the derp emote, which I need to look up when we get our third emote. It's supposed to unlock sometime in March. It maybe already has. Love is a keyboard and some snacks, and a nice caffeinated beverage, of course. Yeah, the derp. We were able to unlock that because we have enough subscribers. So hopefully, sometime soon. If I don't, you know what? I'm gonna go find out. Why not? How many am I supposed to have right now? I wonder. I will pull this up. Do I have the third one? Emotes. Yes, we're supposed to have a third emote already. Oh, well, in that case, let me just go ahead and do that. Now you'll need to wait because I'm getting rid of my fail emote, and we're going to move that to tier 1 also temporarily. Because they don't give me a way to just move it, which I wish they would, but no, we don't get to. So once it clears out DevChatter and lets me add the third one, I will get that in for everyone, and we will have we'll have our third emote for all of our subscribers. That's the 28, right? Yeah. 56 and the 112. And so you know what? I could call it something other than fail. I don't know what I'd call it though. So we're just gonna have to wait. Everyone who's a subscriber will actually have access to our third emote as soon as I make that happen. So we'll have 3 dino emotes in here. No derps, no hypes. Derp. May I suggest putting a positive emote for tier 1 and the inside joke ones for tier 2 and tier 3. Nakey Supra. So I'm planning on getting some more emotes done. So what I want to have are like the main ones I want to add are I want well, you know, are you in our Discord, Nakey Supra? First off, if you're not, I should try to convince you to join our Discord. But I have a channel where we were talking about which emotes we wanted to use. So you might have seen those in there. I just have not had those other ones made yet. But the most liked ones were the derp emote, the hype emote, a think emote, and the other ones that are well liked are the fail and a like a high kind of one, and then also I know a bunch of people like the idea of having one with like a heart and things like that, you know. So there's a handful that we want to do because I'm in need of at least 2 more emotes, but probably need 2 or 3 more than that to fill up our set. So we'll see. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing a Chatosaurus fish, but I guess it's not totally out of the question. So I'm gonna set it like that for now. Is live fallback as a string key. And then try building. Yeah, exactly. S&B. Who doesn't want more? Who doesn't want more emotes? Alright, so we got that. So let's take a look at this. Alright, so that's switching that to that, and then this is this one. Working on cached. What is it? Cached service. Close enough. So things that need to change. To do. What is this? Get these from cache and remainder from API. Cache all separately. Should cache that too. Let's push up those changes. Excellent. There we go. S&B wants all the emotes. Yes, everyone wants all the emotes. Emotes are great. We all love emotes. Okay, let's close all of those. Open up that. Switch over here. Click on that button there. And I'm going to go ahead and click some buttons then. So first off, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brendan. This channel here is DevChatter, and on it, we strive to write code, have fun, talk about all kinds of dev stuff. It's quite good. We have an associated Discord. If you want to chat with any of us, that is the place to do it. If you want to take a look at any of our code, it is all available out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. Again, links are in the chat as well as down below. We have archives of our videos here in the video section on Twitch as well as over on YouTube. The recent ones are on Twitch, and then we've got the archive going back to the original stream over on YouTube. As you notice, we're on video, well, episode 180, so a whole bunch of those. And then, as Will mentions, we also have awesome DevChatter merchandise, stickers, mugs, and other stuff, which you can find links to there, as well as down below in the panels under the stream. You can also follow DevChatter or me on Twitter, with links again in the chat, with the one catch being that DevChatter has an underscore on the end of its Twitter. And S&B's getting more emotes. Nice. So, a couple of things. We will be back for some more DevChatter on Thursday. Don't know for certain what we're going to be working on, but should be good. As our regulars know, we stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays usually. This Saturday is going to be another canceled stream, so sorry about that. I know that one will not happen, but Thursdays should. And then I'm going to roll some credits now that those hypes are disappearing. Probably will. I want to make sure I thank I Am Not Myself and Carrie both. I should say for those biddies. Thank you very much. And S&B Stool Penner for hanging out and helping out with the moderation of the chat. All those wonderful people for following. And I Am Not Myself, S&B Carrie, me, Nakey Supra, and Mihai TV, all for subscribing today. That was an awesome set of people. We also had VIPs in the chat today. I know we had Will, we had Coated Beard, and some other people that made it out as well. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. If you talked today in chat, thank you. If you did not, thank you as well. We're glad you're here regardless of whether or not you say stuff in chat. That is not a huge deal, but we do like it when you hang out and talk. As I said, feel free to ask questions and anything like that. Did I merge to master or will I soon? The changes that we did today are not merged into master S&B, but we did merge into master recently. So we started from master today, so it should be fairly up to date. Regarding the question from Will that I kind of got in there with my response, yes. So the VS 2019 launch will be on Tuesday. My plan is to install VS 2019, the final release version, in the morning of that Tuesday for our stream on that day. If there is a Visual Studio thing going on their channel, I don't know, we might compete with them. We might see if they're okay with us like doing a watch event where we're like watching along and discussing while they talk about stuff. So almost like a commentary on top of their thing, because they probably won't mind because we're still watching their stuff anyway. But I'll see if I can reach out and find out if they care. So I don't know what time theirs is. And I will really only do that if they're overlapping with us, because it's interesting, I think, to a lot of people. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. I enjoyed the stream, and hopefully we'll get some more of this stuff working. Oh, hey, you knew that 9 PST. So they should be done before me then, because that's noon. So yeah, Nakey Super, it wouldn't be the first time. We have done one before. I am Eastern time, and actually you said PST. Did you mean PDT? I'm EDT. So it's like noon EDT. So I am in the eastern part of the United States. Yeah, I'm not in Pacific time, so it'll be like noon my time. They go to 5 or 6 p.m. Oh, okay. Well, that's weird. Hang on. Visuals. 19 launch event. Let's see what they say. 9 a.m. Pacific time. So yeah, noon my time. Ish. That seems wrong. 19. No, that's right. That's right. Am I gonna overlap with them? Yeah, I'm gonna overlap with them. Where do I overlap? So that'd be 1. So that's 2. So I go live during this, which totally doesn't matter to me at all. Wait, that I overlap with. I like that. Oh, actually, I do want to see that. That'd be interesting. Oh, Seth's got a thing. Seth's a nice guy. I like Seth. Interesting. Cool. Well, we'll take a look. We'll see how it goes. You put a link in the chat. And that... Yeah. The Nightbot kills links. You probably got timed out for 60 seconds. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, so the bot doesn't let people post links in the chat. Anyway, we will catch you all next time, which should be Thursday, so that's 2 days from now. And remember, Thursday streams start a little bit early than the other ones, so whatever time it is for you right now, subtract 5 hours, and that's probably when we're going to go live on Thursday. So take care. I will see you all next time. Happy coding, everyone. And, yeah, see ya.